obrero caído, como otros, del pasado y del presente.
Has it been hard to find film roles that include Chicano actors?
Well, when I first started out, I think, yeah, it was very difficult. But, you know, it's not so much that the roles weren't there, it's the kind of roles that you're offered. I mean, we're more than just gang members. We're more than just the gardener. We're more than just... That's not to say we're not that. But we're also doctors. We're also lawyers. We're also professors. We're also linesmen who, you know, do the electrical aspects of, you know, lighting. But you never saw that when I started off. But as I started to move further in my career and prove to them that I could do what everybody else could do, no matter what color you were, then the roles got more important and larger and more dramatic and more interesting. And then you created a reputation, and based on the reputation, then you were called in to do more significant roles down your career. So, to answer your question, it was difficult then, it was difficult later, and it's difficult now.
Levántese y pasa abajo por el rumbo. Hay oficiales allí esperándole. Levántese y pasa a los oficiales esperándole abajo. No se corran ustedes, levántense y no corren. Podemos verles y hay otros oficiales esperándoles abajo.
It's a pleasure to be here in Oxnard. I love this community. And I know some of the farm workers in this area, so.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Your film is all about, you know, field workers, really, and just the hardships that they go through from, you know, just the fact that they're undocumented. How did you go about doing this film?
That's a big question. How my wife and I live with a migrant family and traveled from Las Cruces, New Mexico to Stockton, picking vegetables and fruits with them, and made a documentary film about that. And in the course of that, I became aware of the people who were working in the field who had no papers. And so I thought that it was so dramatic and important that story be told. So I wrote this film and then raised a little bit of money and made it.
How hard was it to find the actors? Because the actors are very natural in their performance.
Well, some of the actors actually just came out of the fields. But the lead actor who plays the part of Roberto, his name is Domingo Ambriz, was just a marvelous natural actor. And Trinidad Silva, who many people have seen in Colors and other kind of movies.
Yeah,
this was his first performance. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of talent around, a lot of Chicano talent.
Definitely.
That just didn't have the chance. So for me, it was an opportunity to have all these riches, people coming to me and saying, I want to be in your movie, and I had some great choices.
Estamos con Pepe Serla aquí en el festival de Oxnard, y primero que nada felicidades por su participación en Black Dahlia. ¿Cómo se sintió? Platícanos un poco de eso.
Pues estuvo bien padre porque como trabajé con Brian De Palma en Scarface, la escena más famosa, más sangrosa, si es palabra, cuando me cortaron el brazo con el chainsaw, pero fui a Bulgaria 2 veces el año pasado para trabajar en la película.
Está trabajando en Raíces también.
Raíces de Sangre, sí.
Cuéntanos un poco de eso.
Es que trabajamos hace 30 años, ¿verdad? Y Jesús Treviño es un director increíble. Y hice otra con él, Seguín. Pero esta fue una película muy importante porque fue la primera vez que una producción mexicana y chicana. Fue la primera vez y la hicimos en Mexicali. Y muy, muy importante la película.
Acerca de la película Raíces de Sangre, cuéntanos un poco cómo fue la audiencia, cómo la aceptó.
Y ahorita es más importante que en ese tiempo, porque ahorita pega más por todo lo que están haciendo con los que no están documentados y todo eso. Se trata de todo eso y era interesante porque como yo era el líder de la Unión Chicana, los chicanos no querían a los mexicanos y los mexicanos no querían a los chicanos. Pero yo era el líder de los chicanos, pero yo estaba bien mano a mano con los mexicanos. Apenas llegué y estoy bien encantado con Oxnard, porque llegué y hay algo aquí bien padre, mano, pues este edificio tan bello, ¿verdad? Pero veo a todo el público, a los muchachos y muchachas aquí, todos alegres y viendo que hay algo para ellos, ¿verdad? Y pues, oyes a toda la gente ahí, la risa, eso es lo que me encanta más, la risa. Sí. Tienen que venir a soportar, porque es lo que siempre decimos, no, que no hacen películas para nosotros, pero hacemos películas y después no vienen a vernos. Pues, ¿qué es eso? Órale, vale más que se pongan truchas, vengan al festival, o si no, yo sé dónde viven, pues ahí estoy en la televisión, que no, pues ya, mira, ahí está la puerta, mira, ahí está la ventana, ay, mira, por ahí está la cocina, mira los frijoles. A esos frijoles sabrosos, el arroz y el pollo, el mole, híjole, yo sé dónde vives, ven al festival.
Bueno, yo creo en siempre proteger al más débil, eso es, así que el hecho de hacer el papel de chicana o mexicana o de donde sea, si se puede ayudar a la gente, si se le puede inspirar, se puede respaldar, pues lo hago. Y pues me gustó mucho, digo, la mujer es muy fuerte y la mujer pelea desde chiquita. Y he hecho papeles desde la Virgen de Guadalupe, que ha sido el honor más grande que he tenido. Hacer el papel de Marilyn Monroe en diferentes países, en Europa, en diferentes idiomas. Otra cosa, la gente dice que no puedes aprender otro idioma y eso no es verdad. No hay edad para aprender. El cerebro usamos el 10%. Y el año pasado fui a Grecia y comencé a estudiar el griego. Dice, Mila ligua linicada en catalaveno policala. Je suis désolée d'être en retard, mais c'est une habitude à moi. Même si je le regrette beaucoup, ça m'arrive souvent. I think you're just darling. You know, but I do it in Japanese. I'm going to Japan next month. You say, Watakushi wa Nihongo ga skoshi wakarimasu. Arigatou gozaimashita.
You were in Chico and the Man. You played Mondo.
That's true. How did you know that? You're a young man.
Do you get royalties when Chico and the Man is played on Nick at Night?
Yes, I do. I get royalties, and if they don't send them to me, I send for Guido. Guido's from Chicago, and he breaks legs. Can you that are watching right now, can you tell me who's the number one Hispanic show of all time?
It's not Chips?
No. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, Eric. No. It was Lucille Ball, man. Desi Arnaz.
Oh, the Lucille Ball show?
Lucy, you have something to explain to me. You know, it was Desi Arnaz, bro.
Oh, wow.
The second show was Chico, you don't have to worry. One of my favorite, Richard Inigas, Pepe Serna, Edward James Olmos. Those are my homies. Homie, don't you know me? And I have to say they're my favorites. But I also had the pleasure of working with guys like James Garner, George C. Scott, George Siegel, Jane Fonda, Elizabeth Taylor, John Travolta. I started my show business career in the late 60s. So there wasn't very many roles for actors. See, I never tried to be a leading man, okay? You know, there's men that are tall, dark, and handsome, you know? I'm one of these little tough barrio kids, bro. And, you know, and for me, I knew my job. I was a character actor, and that's what I tried to do. I tried to be the best character actor that I could be, you know? I want to apologize for the manifestation of my attire. I flew in from Tucson, Arizona, and they lost my luggage, the airline. And I'm not going to say the name of the airline because I don't want to, you know, those things happen. And we got to roll with the punches. But otherwise, Otherwise, I would have worn my other one, not this one. No, no, I would have had a coat and a tie, bro.